Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are. Actually, it's probably morning for almost everyone if you're in the US. Thank you for joining us for today's event, the role of hyperconvergence in retail environments. This event is going to explain why retail leaders are embracing hyperconverged infrastructure to enable omni-channel success. Today's event is a joint collaboration between Nutanix and Xenoff Management Consulting, and I am with ActualTech Media, and we are hosting today's event on their behalf. Before we get started, I want to make a few things make you aware of a few things, I should say. First of all, let's do some introductions. My name is Scott Lowe. I'm a partner and the CEO of ActualTech Media, and I have two great presenters today that you're going to hear from about hyperconvergence in a retail environment. First, we have Rajat Kohli, who is the Associate Director of the digital practice at Xenoff Management Consulting. And we also have Bob Fahn, who is the Senior Verticals Marketing Manager at Nutanix. Thank you for both of them for joining us, and I'll be turning the presentation over to them shortly. I also want to make sure you're aware of how to ask questions. In fact, we highly encourage you to ask any question that you might have about hyperconvergence, about Nutanix, about how this all fits in a retail environment. Our goal today is to educate you and help you walk away with a deeper understanding of this great technology and how it fits the retail vertical. So if you have questions, please make use of the questions pane in the GoToWebinar control panel. We will be taking questions live throughout the event, at certain portions of the event and at the end of the event. We also have some handouts for you. If you look in the handouts section of the GoToWebinar control panel, you'll see two handouts, PDF documents that are critical information for you to understand about today's topic. And at the very end of today's event, we'll be giving away a $300 Best Buy gift card. So without further ado, I'd like to turn over to Rajat, who will be talking about some great research his company has performed. Rajat.
Thanks, Scott. Good morning or good afternoon to everyone. Myself, Rajat Kohli, and I'm associated with Xenoff. So today we are going to talk about the role of hyperconvergence in the retail environment. And to start with, I'll just give us some introduction. Like the retail industry has witnessed a significant transformation, and introduction of new retail channels and their integration have paved the way for the adoption of omni-channel retail approach. To enable a seamless omni-channel experience from improved agility, enhanced asset usage, and better security, retailers are modernizing their data centers by adopting advanced IT architecture. We reflect on how it is imperative for enterprises to embrace modern technologies, new age skills, and a robust IT infrastructure system to stay relevant in omni-channel centric landscape. We also present a view on empowering retail transformation with a digital architecture and how important it is to choose the right solution vendor that can make integration easier and operations more efficient. It ensures easy implementation of new technology, delivering greater efficiency and return on investment. Such solutions reduce the burden on IT teams, minimize constant monitoring, and reduce CapEx, so you can focus more resources on other bottom line areas of your business. Today, in this detailed presentation, we will talk about three areas: the retail industry overview, the era of omni-channel, and HCI adoption in retail space. We'll go deep into each of these sections in the subsequent slides. Looking at the global retail industry, the industry reached $24 trillion in 2018, which contributed to around 31% to the world's GDP. Moving towards a steady growth to become a $30 trillion market by 2021, the sector faces unprecedented changes and upheaval due to factors such as the advent of modern technologies, specialty retail digital stores, online marketplaces, and changing demographic needs. The greatest change being the introduction of new retail channels and the rise of online retail, growing at a CAGR of 15%. This has made it imperative for retailers to engage customers through multiple and integrated channels, like connected and reinvented physical stores, with a chance to capture new market opportunities and grow the top line. The age-old paradigm of buying a product in the store is still important, and the retailers are taking a strategic approach to understand how connected stores can enhance today's retail ecosystem. The dominance of the physical channel has raised the need for reinvented in-store experience, and it has been witnessed that web-influenced physical store sales are about 5x that of online sales. China and US dominate in the top countries by the retail percentage share and the growth analysis that, as you can see in the chart, with India witnessing huge growth potential in retail sector. With China leading the growth of the e-commerce market, Asia Pacific is expected to witness the fastest growth by 2023. Major players like Alibaba, Walmart, Amazon, Kroger, and Aldi are adopting innovative omnichannel strategies to increase their revenue, so as not to be left behind. Retailers are ensuring that the business models and technology platforms can drive a consistent and constantly improving customer experience across multiple channels, while generating maximum business value from the wealth of data on customer purchasing behavior that these channels create. From retail giants like Amazon, Alibaba to small retailers, most are focused on an omni-channel approach, adapting and refining shopping experience for consumers. Let's take a look how we reach a place where all roads lead to an omni-channel retail world. The retail industry has come a long way into the 21st century, witnessing the rise of big box retailers in 1960s that focus on discounts to gain margins by selling huge volumes, to the rise of e-commerce retailing in 1995. In an increasingly competitive market, retailers laid the foundations for omni-channel. Enterprises started to increasingly adopt an omni-channel strategy to manage the data deluge, understand the customers from every angle, and surpass growing customer expectations. Traditional shopping patterns have changed a lot due to a gradual decline of customer visits to the retail physical stores and an increase in online buying. The main goal was to eliminate the disconnect between retailers and their customers, which has been growing for many years, fueled by customers' increasing expectations around convenience and immediacy. The new wave of retailers are capitalizing on this gap by being better placed to take advantage of omni-channel approach. The omni-channel approach involves the synchronization of various channels and presenting a unified view to the customer, enabling better response to increasing and evolving customer needs. Presently, a lot of retailers face diverse shopper-related challenges, such as disseminated customer data, inconsistent customer experience, and scattered cross-channel consumer interactions. As a result of this, there has been a gradual shift from product-centric operations to customer-centric operations. Consumers do expect a new type of individualized experience where commerce is seamless on any channel, gratification is instant, and technology is invisible. Now, to lay the foundation of the omni-channel retail and achieve the goal of seamless customer experience, the customer wants to have complete control over their buying decisions. The omni-channel approach is all about ensuring that seamless experience for customers across all channels. Omni-channel refers to retailers with both a physical and a digital presence. An omni-channel strategy brings all the key parameters, online and offline channels, data and technology, customer behavior and patterns onto one platform and help in improving customer experience. Such is the case with retailer Marks & Spencer, which enables a 360-degree view of shop and shelf activity like room inspiration tool to let a customer design their own living room. Although the concept of omnichannel has been present for quite some time, companies have shied away from leveraging it to their advantage due to critical considerations like increase in the number of apps, technology support, modified supply chain management, and silos between brick and mortar and virtual stores. Businesses need to integrate the various management systems while implementing the omnichannel approach, which is a complex, lengthy, and expensive affair. The more integration there is across channels, the more frictionless the experience for the omnichannel user. Giving another example of UK department store chain John Lewis, as part of omnichannel vision, has invested £4 million to give in-store employees iPhones with a pre-installed partner app, enabling staff to access product information and availability quickly, while at the same time underlining the importance of data for employees at all levels of the firm. Like John Lewis, many big and small retailers plan to implement and capitalize on various omni-channel capabilities for elevating customer experience. Omni-channel capabilities retailers plans to implement. 53% want a seamless experience across channels. 48% are planning marketing strategies for the conversion. 36% wants to provide a unified customer account. 30% would like to focus on the click and collect, and 24% cross-channel returns. Taking some example of the seamless experience, multi-channel is extremely important to indulge customers of different age groups and interests, but a seamless integration of these channels can't be neglected. With technology growing at a fast pace and customers eyeing the faster channels for shopping, providing seamless experience across channels is a top priority for majority retailers. The other one is the marketing strategies for the conversion, which we say 48%. Customers know what types of shopping experience they want as they shop on their own terms through the channels they prefer and from a location they desire. Accessing and analyzing the customer data as they shop across channels is the key for the retailers to deliver relevant, personalized marketing and promotional activities. Another example, the click and collect, the growing need for customer convenience is the reason for the growing popularity of the option to order online and collect in the store. It is an ideal hybrid retail model for customers to avoid shipping costs, acquire products at their own convenience, and the rapid availability of products. This requires greater coordination across channels. Now, looking at all these capabilities, how an omnichannel commerce impacts the customer experience can be noted from the fact that 27% of physical stores are being used as fulfillment center for online orders. Also, according to various studies, 41% of consumers globally use 2 or more channels during purchase process. Digital influences the majority of in-store sales, reaching 50% of total sales in the year 2018. The omnichannel retail strategy involves 3 key steps and considerations. The strategy to adopt omnichannel retail should begin with a clear idea of where the customers are and which channels retailers need to focus on. The goal is to have a clear idea of where the customers spend the maximum time and where they normally shop, and thereby identify and play to the strengths of each channel. Retailers can then focus on making those touch points shoppable so the customers can easily go from the product discovery stage to the conversion stage. Not only should these touch points be easily accessible, they should also deliver optimal product assortments and flexible options. Retailers need to take advantage of the strengths of the 3 major elements of omnichannel mix. The first one being the physical store. From being used only for sales transaction in the past, offline stores have been reinvented to become experimental centers, juggling various roles such as marketing, sales, entertainment destination, distribution, and fulfillment. Though we see the growth % of e-commerce sales soaring ahead of physical stores, a significant segment of customers still search for products on the digital channel, and the actual sales frequently takes place in a physical store. Retailers need to reinvent physical shopping stores by leveraging innovative digital strategies to create immersive experience to attract shoppers and make a long-lasting impression. The second one, the digital disruption or the digitalization. The digital technologies have presented various opportunities for retailers to bring in greater levels of operational efficiency and customer centricity in their business models. Retailers are offering automated services and capitalizing on digital as shopper behavior leans toward a preference for less effort and more convenience. And the third and the important one, the volumes of data. Traditionally, retailers used to sit on massive amounts of data and scarcely exploit it. Presently, data is essential to omnichannel because it's all about moving from a transaction-centric to consumer-centric model. Converting huge volumes of data extracted from sources like physical stores and digital channels to meaningful data can help create advanced business models to forecast, upsell, cross-sell, and churn patterns and opportunities. Now, becoming a truly integrated business means taking some decisive steps also. To respond to the changing dynamics of the retail industry and successfully execute strategic decisions related to the omnichannel approach, we see a growing trend of retailers including the new CXO position of Chief Omnichannel Officer in organizational structures. The main responsibilities of this position holder include integrating every customer data touchpoint and existing systems without minimizing each system's effectiveness, encouraging digital growth without affecting the current high-performing channels, differentiating through a unique and superior customer experience. Leading retailer may see as a Chief Omnichannel Officer to supervise integration of store, online, and mobile operations and provide a seamless shopping experience. However, it is not enough to simply hire a Chief Omnichannel Officer and assign the responsibility of the entire digital strategy to them. Digital plans must be fully integrated into the overall business strategy. To respond to today's demanding and digitally empowered shoppers, apart from a chief omnichannel officer, other leadership roles also need to participate to enable omnichannel across the retail business and manage the following strategic decisions. For example, the chief customer officer capture and analyze data and learn deep insights about customers and their purchase decisions to ultimately enhance the customer experience value chain. Another one, the chief digital officer, to define how the technological landscape is evolving, what strategic investments will support growth, and act as a bridge between the CIO and COO. The third one is the chief information officer, change the existing IT architecture to support future digital growth and explore how omnichannel retailers relates to a retailer's evolving processes. And finally, the chief financial officer, reduce the capital outlay and convert IT expenditure to an operating expense. With retail companies adding new positions to their leadership team to face various challenges related to the retail transformation, it is crucial to maintain effective cross-function alliances, improve professional relationships between various stakeholders, and strong executive and business alignment. Many retailers still struggle with even the simplest omni-channel operations because there's the archaic technology infrastructure hinders the ability to execute their plan. And as enterprise pursue omni-channel centric and disruptive digital transformation strategies, there's a strong need to upgrade existing IT infrastructure. Retailers must understand that omni-channel is a business decision as well as an IT decision, as IT is key to its implementation and execution. There lies a much higher need for a strategic discussion around direction and changing the IT architecture to support future growth. A need for a combined vision, solution, and architecture with technology to enable omnichannel centric goals. Traditional IT infrastructure systems in data centers constitute a combination of components of servers, storage, and networking devices. These discrete components, usually sourced from multiple vendors, possess various challenges and performance bottlenecks. This raises the need for more sophisticated and advanced IT infrastructure that is upgraded to better suit the dynamic customer demand. Existing legacy platforms are used by retailers due to familiarity, but are often cumbersome and require dedicated training to use them, resulting in more siloed data and specialist teams to manage it. There are a lot of limitations of a traditional infrastructure. It's expensive and difficult to scale, requirement of a specialized skill set, difficult to support modern applications, operational inefficiencies create risk of downtime. Taking examples of few like a requirement of specialized skill set, traditional data centers need in-house administration, the training of which accounts for huge cost to the IT budget of the company. A team of highly trained IT personnel is required for systematic control and maintenance of servers, and to ensure proper installations, upgradation, system configuration, and to address potential cybersecurity threats. To exploit digitally driven market trends and emerging technologies, retail companies need to ensure the enterprise architecture they use to align IT capabilities to business strategy and execution is rewired. Such a foundation is critical in establishing the distinctive customer experience it needs to take on the global competition. There are some drivers to the IT upgradation, like disruptive technologies and cloud adoption. Developments in technology and the benefits to the organization drives many to modernize the rigid legacy IT systems and move to more flexible infrastructures. This enables them to be more competitive and provide better customer service. The second one, shift to software-defined infrastructure. Software-defined infrastructure allows various important IT functions to be completely integrated as well as automated. Hence, there is no raising of a requirement for specific hardware or repeated human intervention. The third point, the need for the better security and data recovery. And finally, the need for improved agility and enhanced asset usage. Modernizing legacy applications can help companies ensure that all operating systems are up to date and agile and offer complete support for all the software in use within the organization. From using data analytics to pull out actionable insights from customer purchasing history to using beacons to push relevant notifications to consumers in store, the effective use of innovative technologies underlies the future of retail. The successful adoption of advanced technologies brings with it various complexities arising due to issues with the legacy systems. Lack of alignment with business objectives, and the ever-changing customer needs. There is a strong belief among retailers that IT complexity could make it extremely difficult to efficiently manage digital performance, like increased investment costs, inflexible infrastructure for dynamic applications and workloads, non-alignment of IT expertise with business priorities, and explosive volume and data growth. However, these needs to be optimized through the data centers, but retailers need to explore alternatives within the data center modernization through adoption of advanced IT architecture such as a hyper-converged infrastructure, which contributing to the higher need, retailers and the business decision makers need to explore alternatives for the data center modernization. They need to employ methods to raise the data center efficiency through simplicity and predictability. These are essential to combat challenges in traditional systems and reduce the complexity of a digital transformation initiative. Data center modernization optimizes the work and IT environment, simplifying the complexities arising due to advanced tech adoption, such as ease of integration and compatibility of storage systems, servers, and network. Modern infrastructure offers an opportunity to reduce the compatibility issues arising due to the additional hardware and software deployment. This helps increase computing power. Further, other hardware and components are provisioned faster and storage is adjusted according to the dynamic business customer demand. There's also increased productivity and savings in labor, server, storage, and network. The third, superior levels of flexibility and agility for the workload rationalization. Giving more details, a comprehensive and a modern IT infrastructure provides the flexibility required for the implementation of advanced technologies and to cater to the dynamic business demand. It simplifies application deployment by supporting neutral solutions that are built to be open and flexible, ensuring that there isn't a need to go through expensive refresh cycles. Another interesting optimization is to translate business needs into effective IT investments. Every IT investment and initiative are driven by a business requirement. Data center modernization helps translate that business requirement into a solution that fully meets the business need. Advanced infrastructure provides great benefits such as providing more computing power, lower ownership costs, and alternative delivery models, thus letting businesses gain substantial improvement in productivity, operational agility, and overall completion of business goals. Another 2 points, efficient data processing and management to drive growth, and improved reporting and compliance also. Business planners are increasingly turning toward data center modernization solutions to simplify as well as speed up infrastructure deployment, ease routine operational management, reduce costs, and increase IT agility. Retailers need to explore alternatives within the data center through the adoption of advanced IT architecture, such as hyperconverged infrastructure. Hyperconverged infrastructure is a software-defined data center solution with server compute, tier storage, and networking components to deliver a fully integrated and seamless system. These components are grouped together to provide resiliency, high performance, and flexible resource pooling. It is designed to work like building blocks, effectively scaling out a complete data center. HCI appliances scale out to large configurations gradually and provide businesses with a simpler, more agile, and cost-effective way to deploy virtualized computing infrastructure. It is attributed to ensure ease of management as HCI can be executed by IT administrators with minimal training. HCI is characterized by the following features: a seamless management and expansion of various compute, requirement of a very little resource management, shift from hardware-focused architectures to the software-defined model. HCI also optimizes the performance scalability for virtual desktop computing, integration of the services such as backup, data duplication, and designed to meet the virtualized computing requirements of data centers and remote enterprise edge locations. HCI enables retailers, stakeholders to bridge the gap between offline and online to deliver advanced IT functionality and an omni-channel centric customer experience approach. HCI provides the ability to support a wide variety of the application workloads from virtual desktops to testing environments and end user business application in the retail ecosystem. For example, the testing workloads, HCI enables the management of different environments that run multiple segregated infrastructures for creating and testing code prior to deploying in production. Virtual machine deployments for application testing and development enable configurations to be changed. Retailers can succeed in using HCI for development, testing, and quality assurance. Another interesting is a seamless integration. SCI improves omnichannel operations through a connected and a cooperative mobile workforce. There is a provision to provide real-time service access with transaction tracking across systems and subsystems, along with context-aware services. This helps enhance user experience and provide quick responses. Denmark's grocery retailer group improved customer satisfaction through high performance of omnichannel systems with support of SCI solutions. It helped increase reliability as customer loyalty program no longer went offline. The third one is the proximity marketing, and the fourth one is the data aggregation. Giving more details, sensor data can be aggregated using gateways and analyzed using SCI and hosted in the micro data center. It helps in predictive analytics, process optimization, and better response management. Given the explosion of massive amounts of transaction data, it is very useful application for enabling omnichannel through SCI. Amway, with SCI implementation, helped build detailed consumer profiles from multiple sources, enriched by insights from advanced analytics. It doubled the performance of workloads running on SAN with significant cost savings. The other interesting point that we heard is the remote assistance. SCI helps the integration of branch network into the IT system to optimize the customer journey and secure local storage of data. It helps eliminate the requirement of a dedicated IT staff and remote sites and enable management through minimal resources. Grocery and supermarket retailer Kroger achieves scalable robo capabilities with 20% lower cost. And the final is a support increased volume. SCI strengthens processing power to manage simultaneous connections and increase online traffic. This helps improve scalability and decrease latency in responses. It also enables easy expansion and free up the physical space at the data center for critical workloads. The Brazilian retailer Via Varejo Online reliably handled highest traffic day of the year, Black Friday, by adopting SCI solution. It empowered the online retailer by providing increased processing power with ability to easily expand and also help optimize physical space in data center. To understand the omnichannel landscape in the retail industry and its enablement through the adoption of SCI, Zinnov embarked on a study to evaluate the current scenario in the retail industry. It is a compilation of views expressed by seasoned professionals from leading global retail companies. Based on our understanding, most retailers now recognize the need to deliver a seamless customer experience across a variety of digital and physical environments. But how far along are we in terms of achieving that? According to the Zinnov study, 70% retailers consider upgradation of siloed servers and standalone IT infrastructure as a top driver for the adoption of SCI. Other major drivers include capacity purchase, upgradation of existing infrastructure, and consistent technology platforms for all locations and businesses. Also, 25% retailers agreed that better system integration across applications and the data sources is a top benefit from the adoption of SCI. The top 3 benefits of omnichannel enablement for retailers through SCI include better integration across applications and data sources, real-time retailing capabilities, customized experience, which is like a better visibility on customer and business operations. SCI attributes to omnichannel enablement by boosting capabilities to deal with impromptu bandwidth requirement, which is critical for driving dynamic customer demand. Additionally, it helps build detailed consumer profiles from multiple sources enriched by insights from advanced analytics. It contributes to the overall streamlining of omnichannel retail operations by faster development of apps and analysis of data, thus resulting in increased customer satisfaction. To add another example, the big retail giant Walmart is using different modern technologies, including the AI chatbots and the IoT, to streamlining of the omnichannel retail operations. So it's a future of the retail industry where they see the use of the advanced technologies integrated with the SCI platform to provide the better customer satisfaction and manage the internal supply operations also. Over here, we have given some examples of the retail giants who have successfully executed the omnichannel strategy. The retail giants such as the Home Depot, after successfully adopting the omnichannel strategy, witnessed a growth in sales by 7.2%, as 60% of its sales were influenced by digital visits. Similarly, adopting innovative omnichannel strategies have helped Walmart, one of the leading players in the retail sector. It witnessed an increase in its total revenue by 0.8% to $485 billion in 2017 and 3% increase in 2018 to reach the revenue of $500 billion. By leveraging these innovative strategies, it has managed to reduce the time taken for product returns that were bought online to just 30 seconds from minutes. Companies adopting omni-channel marketing strategies to outperform companies with single or dual channel marketing strategies by 300%. The ability of retailers to respond to that omni-channel challenge will be the key to their future success. This indispensable move towards the path of omni-channel commerce to stay relevant. This is possible through embracing mobile, connecting channels, focusing on digital technology, and upgradation of IT infrastructure. With the right tools and the right technology, vendors, retailers can deliver customer journeys that build positive brand experiences and keep shoppers coming back for more. So with this, I end my presentation.
Thank you so much. We do have some questions that we want to go over. Before we get started, though, we're going to launch a poll question for our audience. And the question is basically, where is your company in the journey to an omni-cloud environment, or an omni-channel environment, I should say? It's taking a second to launch. So here we go. So this is for both Rajat and Bao, but when we think about these sorts of initiatives, they can be relatively complex. And the question we got from the audience is, what kind of help can we get to get going on this sort of thing? Like where can they get resources to provide assistance on migrating to a hyperconverged solution or to an omni-channel approach that you just discussed? It's a very, very broad question.
Thanks, Scott. I'll take that one. So from an internal perspective in your organization, obviously you want to be working closely with the Chief Digital Officer and the Chief Omni-Channel Officer that Rajat mentioned. If you don't have those roles in your organization, you'll be working very closely with your CTO and your CIO overall. And your IT infrastructure organization will be the best place to start having these discussions. Don't think of them as the implementation arm of what you're trying to do. The IT organization should always be a part of your strategic decision making, because they are going to understand, first of all, if they have the best understanding of what you're trying to achieve as a business, then they will have the best recommendations on how to get there, both from a long-term perspective in order to plan for growth, but also from a short-term perspective as to what you can do now with the existing infrastructure that you have in place, what you can do in the kind of medium term where there are some low-hanging fruits or some easy transformations that can be made. Perhaps there's some connections that can easily be made between databases and applications that can get you part of the way there. And then again, planning into that more long-term, fully integrated growth. From an external perspective, we'd love for you to check out the resources at nutanix.com/retail. We have a lot of great information, including a white paper on how to really get started with omnichannel and with hyperconverged infrastructure specifically for retail. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, and we want to encourage the audience. If you have questions about anything you've heard so far, we're going to go to the second half of our presentation here shortly. But the results of the first poll question are up, and the question was, where is your company in the journey towards omnichannel? And there's a long way to go. No one that answered said that every touch point is shoppable and data mined. So that means that there's room for growth everywhere. But well over half of the audience indicates that they have not started this journey yet. So there's a lot of work to do. And we've got one more poll question. We'll actually wait till the end of the event to ask that. But I'm going to turn the floor over to Bao at this point. Bao, I'm going to give you control.
Thanks, Scott. And thanks, Raj. There was a lot of great research that you've done, some great insights there for our audience. I'm going to take things one step deeper and discuss how IT can build the right foundation for their retail business. And hopefully this gives a much deeper answer to the question that was asked. So technology is the underlying foundation to all business success in the modern age. However, the potential ways in which technology can dramatically accelerate success are not always well understood by IT's business partners. Business growth strategy typically focuses on product mix, sales channels, market trends, and other consumer forces. So let's start with some information to help IT have that strategic conversation with their business partners and help them understand how their success is impacted by back-end systems. Today's consumer behavior is putting increasing pressure on retailers to satisfy demands and retain loyal customers. There are a variety of factors that are affecting sales trends. Traditional seasonal cycles still drive many revenue forecasts, but for some goods, off-season buying is becoming a bigger consideration. For instance, increased air travel can lead to a bump in beach gear as vacationers seek to escape winter. And Black Friday in July is becoming a regular occurrence as retailers seek to compete against, or at least leverage buzz of Prime Day. Consumers also have access to a wider range of purchase outlets, putting pressure on retailers for price, inventory, and delivery. And with social media's immediacy, an item can become instantly hot and generate an uptick in revenue, but can also cause crushing damage if a retailer can't handle the sudden influx in website traffic or effectively manage the inventory experience. So what makes that happen? In simplified terms, it's a superior customer experience where I found what I wanted, I was able to purchase it, I'm receiving it the way I want it, when I want it, I'm happy with my item, and I'm going to tell my friends about it. And so I will buy from this company again. And what's behind that happy customer? Winning and keeping happy customers requires all of your operations to go smoothly at every point in the customer journey. You have to have the right product and it has to be available. The customer needs to be able to complete the transaction smoothly, including any promotional programs that are associated with the purchase. The product needs to be fetched from wherever it is and delivered to where it needs to be when it is expected. And then it needs to meet expectations, both in terms of the product promise and the state that it arrives in. And if you're doing omnichannel well, you'll have a follow-up system in place to solicit reviews, make it easy to share their experience in multiple social channels, and reward customers for positive interactions. You'll also be able to mine those interactions for a wealth of data with keywords, channel popularity, a recommendation engine conversion, and more. But ensuring success along every step of the way takes a lot of work across organizations. Product, logistics, legal, developers, and all of them are dependent on IT infrastructure. Customer-facing apps have to be performant, e-commerce engines cannot fail, and warehouse operations must run smoothly. Behind the scenes of even the line of business teams, IT needs to ensure business continuity, secure the entire enterprise, while providing remote access, manage compliance with all sorts of legal regulations, such as ADA requirements for websites. And on top of all that, IT needs to deliver tools and enhancements to help the business move forward and stay ahead of the competition. And that's no easy task, given all the technologies and trends that IT is facing. Some of these trends are not new, but are continuous and ever-evolving. Cloud strategy is still something that many organizations struggle to define. Big data is bigger than ever, and security threats are constant. Some of the trends are really new and present new opportunities, new paradigms of doing business, but they also require a lot of strategic thinking to understand how the technologies can be leveraged in the business. Many retailers have already turned to the cloud to help address some of these challenges. IT is able to provision infrastructure for their users to get up and running in minutes, not weeks or months. Infrastructure is simple to deploy, manage, and scale with one-click operations for common workflows, so it can be administered by IT generalists, not multiple teams of specialists. IT can avoid the expensive cost of over-provisioned data centers, paying for IT services only when they need them, which is the concept of fractional consumption. And with no maintenance windows, IT gains the ability to roll out new features and capabilities frequently and non-disruptively, delivering continuous innovation. But it's not a single cloud anymore. At the National Retail Federation conference last week, just about every retailer I talked to is already using multiple clouds in their environment and are now struggling with hybrid cloud management. And that's because traditional infrastructure was not designed for cloud environments. When you look at traditional IT architectures and the way they've been designed, they struggle to meet the needs of today's cloud era. Their monolithic structures quickly fall apart with the elasticity and the on-demand nature you need for a dynamic retail business. There's no holistic data center view, and analytics are limited if they exist. They don't have built-in automation to help with day-to-day tasks. And to top it off, simple changes require complex reconfiguration. In order to address the challenges with legacy IT environments, a new approach must be taken. So Nutanix solved this infrastructure challenge by pioneering hyperconverged infrastructure. Hyperconvergence natively converges compute and storage into x86 servers with attached flash and hard disk drives that are deployed as a cluster. This is something that Rajat had described earlier. Customers can start with a small footprint and add compute and storage capacity when needed. Hyperconvergence radically simplifies how infrastructure is deployed and managed and reduces the footprint of IT infrastructure by up to 90%. Nutanix also natively integrates enterprise-class virtualization right into the product. The hypervisor comes pre-installed on all Nutanix appliances, and cluster and VM management is built into the integrated management platform, which is also part of the standard product. There's no additional components to install or manage. Powerful virtualization features such as VM high availability, live migration, and one-click hypervisor upgrades come standard and can be fully managed using the same management interface. Admins can configure their Nutanix clusters in minutes and start deploying applications right away. Nutanix is able to support any virtualized application with high performance and availability. By consolidating VM, file, block, and container storage all on the same platform, IT is able to eliminate the NAS silo, simplifying the stack and making it easier to scale up or down as needed. Cloud simplicity, scalability, and performance are built into a service that enables existing bare metal and externally connected VM workloads to gain the benefits that the cloud offers. Acropolis block services enable cloud infrastructure to meet external workloads. Also, modern containerized applications can get persistent storage on the Nutanix platform. One of the common reasons why containers haven't gotten widespread adoption for traditional enterprise applications is because these applications are stateful, relying on databases and logs, etc., as opposed to stateless cloud-native applications. With support for persistent storage, the benefits of container technologies now extend to enterprise apps as well. Of course, retail IT is dealing with more than just the data center. There are store locations that require infrastructure as well. With the centralized management offered in the Nutanix platform, IT can streamline management of tens to hundreds of locations and eliminate the need for IT specialists on site. And flexible backup options, whether they're centralized, local, or using cloud backup, ensure that data is always protected and available to keep the business running. Speaking of data, as we mentioned, the volume and velocity of data being generated at the edge is increasing exponentially. Streaming all of this information to a cloud or data center for processing is inefficient and costly. Nutanix Xi IoT provides a decentralized approach, enabling data to be evaluated and processed at the edge, so IT can send just the relevant information back to the core, saving a lot of money and bandwidth. We have more information about our Nutanix Xi IoT platform on our website. Nutanix's platform has been recognized as a leader in hyperconverged infrastructure by Gartner for the second time in their Magic Quadrant for HCI, and has been recognized by Forrester as a leader as well in the top right corner. In addition, an independent study conducted by IDC found that Nutanix customers get over 500% ROI over a 5-year period and up to 60% lower TCO with a 7.5-month payback period. The biggest benefits are in terms of lower operational expenses. Nutanix systems reduce management time by over 70% and reduce unplanned downtime occurrences by 98%. So I have a few examples of customers as well who have achieved tangible results with Nutanix. A major electronics retailer with more than 1,100 retail, mobile standalone, and express stores is running nearly all their workloads on Nutanix. Their infrastructure is now much more responsive and reliable even during peak holiday periods. They gain the flexibility to put infrastructure where their workload demand is the highest. Home Depot has more than 2,200 stores across North America. They found that running Oracle on Nutanix with zero tuning provided 34% faster performance for them. In addition, they provided their DBAs with self-service access to the clusters, saving everyone time and improving productivity. The interface is so simple that no specialized IT knowledge is needed there. Tractor Supply Company wanted to focus on delivering new capabilities to customers, not infrastructure management. With their customer data, analytics, and inventory position workloads running on Nutanix, they are no longer being reactive to business, but helping to drive it. You can see more stories like these on our website from a wide variety of retailers. And you can always continue your journey to the enterprise cloud by following us on Twitter, engaging in our community, or scheduling a customized demo for yourself. Thank you for your time, and I hope you found this information valuable.
Thank you very much for that presentation. It's always great to learn about where Nutanix is providing value to their customer base. We do have a question that came in from the audience. So this is something that probably plays into the Nutanix story a bit, but have you seen any larger retail companies moving away from the public cloud and back to an on-premises environment because cloud was getting too expensive? So are they basically moving away from cloud and really back to Nutanix for cost issues?
We have, actually. I cannot name those companies, but we have spoken with a number of retailers and other companies in other industries who really did kind of bet on the cloud for their business, but saw their costs skyrocket, particularly with workloads that are unpredictable. And they have started to move back into a private data center. Really, the architecture these days is about hybrid cloud. Running all of your predictable workloads in the cloud makes sense because you understand what the costs are, you have that historical data. And then running the more unpredictable workloads, running the predictable workloads in the data center is more cost efficient. And then running the unpredictable workloads in the cloud makes more sense because then you can scale up and down as needed. We actually have a product that helps those customers understand the differences in cost. It's called Nutanix Beam. And what that product does is it analyzes the cost of all of the different cloud usage and bandwidth and helps you optimize it, understand where you're spending too much money, and with a click of a button helps you rebalance that, honestly. It's quite simple. You should check it out.
One of the questions is, and this is a technical question. So the question is, what about encryption keys and encryption in the platform? Can Nutanix integrate with third-party encryption key management providers? Do you know?
We have an enterprise security system that actually exceeds the requirements of the federal government. A lot of our customers are actually government organizations. And so our level of security for the platform is quite high. I don't want to answer the key question without additional information because it sounds like they're looking for a specific appliance. partner, and we do have that information on our website. We have a full list of all of the technology partners that we are integrated with on our website. It sounds like there's some more detail needed before I can actually answer that question accurately.
Yeah, it might be worth, we can Eddie, if you're okay with that, we can make sure that Nutanix gets it off to a technical engineer to get an answer to that question for you.
Yeah, I can absolutely follow up on that specifically.
Perfect. And with that, and Eddie says, okay, he's happy with that solution. Thank you to everyone for joining us for today's event. We are going to ask one more poll question. I should have put this up before. So before we go, it's taking a second. It's taking a sweet time to launch. I apologize. There we go. So if you're looking at a journey towards IT modernization through hyperconverged infrastructure, where are you in that journey? And we're going to be giving away a Best Buy gift card in just a minute here. So the question is, how far along are you in the world of hyperconverged infrastructure? And we got a pretty good number of people that have voted on this, so we will close voting in just a second here. I want to make sure we get a good number. Okay, so, and the results are in, and while the results are popping up on the screen, I'm going to find the winner for today's gift card, $300 Best Buy gift card. So some of you have never heard of hyperconvergence. Most of you are in the analysis phase, and some of you have deployed recently, and some of you have even fully implemented, and you are now innovating. So that's good. And the winner for today's gift card is Jessica Melowisk. Jessica will be reaching out to you after the event with information on how to collect your gift card. Thank you to our audience for joining us today, and thank you to our great presenters for this presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And everybody have a great rest of your day. Thank you.